Oh, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and I hope you guys are doing a little bit better today. But I don't know about you guys, but this game from last night was still on my mind when I was at work, when I got home from work, when I was driving in the car. This game was just so humiliating, so embarrassing, so unacceptable that I was just like, are the Knicks going to fix these things? Because when the Knicks have been losing lately, or when they've had bad games, they've had stagnant patches offensively. They have allowed dribble penetration. We have allowed offensive rebounds. We have not been able to execute from the free throw line. I'm like, where is the leadership? Where is the want? Where is the basketball IQ? We could be playing very solid basketball for 3 quarters. Grimes can be getting it going offensively. He could be splashing threes. He was dribble penetrating, getting to the rim, making nice reads out there on the floor. Same thing with Randall, knocking down his threes, attacking. But when it matters most, the offense falls apart. The basketball IQ falls apart. And I was going to bring up a point. You know, the New York Knicks were up 9 points. We were up 112-103 with 33 seconds left, and the New York Knicks found a way to collapse and lost this game. I'm honestly going to be getting to the details. These are just my thoughts a day later, a little more detailed analysis compared to last night. That was mostly emotions. So we blow this lead, 9-point lead, 33 seconds. And when you just take a look at overall everything here, I know I could say, which is true, that we should have played Reddish or should have played Fournier. I understand Reddish and Fournier aren't looked at as long-term pieces for this New York Knicks club right now, at least by Tom Thibodeau and Leon Rose. Who knows if they're on the same page when it comes to that? Maybe Leon Rose does like Cam Reddish, but he's like, Tom Thibodeau's my guy. I'm gonna roll with Tom Thibodeau to make this decision. He doesn't believe in Reddish long term with this organization. We're not gonna roll with him. Fournier, same thing. But when RJ Barrett goes down in the first quarter with a finger injury, when you have no Obi Toppin, when Jalen Brunson doesn't play with a hip injury, by the way, RJ most likely is going to be out for a week when it comes to that finger injury. So it looks like it's pretty serious. It didn't look that serious. Yes, it was a bad cut, but I didn't know it could affect his play that much or really hold him back from playing. But I'm not a doctor, so I wasn't going to put any diagnosis in it or anything like that when it came to last night's video. But when you have no Brunson, when you have no RJ, when you have no Obi Toppin, you want your guys to be freshened up in the fourth quarter. And I'm not saying Cam Reddish should have played like 20 minutes or anything like that, but at least play him 8 to 10 minutes. Same thing with Evan Fournier. So those guys are freshened up for the fourth quarter, especially when you were up like 8 or 9 points most of this game, or up double digits, or when you're in control most of this game. Put those guys on the bench and then also insert Reddish and Fournier for even just a few minutes to get these guys freshened up. I know Fournier's atrocious defensively. Sometimes he can force deep twos and take terrible shots from the perimeter, but Cam Reddish at least brings size of attacking the basket, athleticism, versatility on defense. He's a decent defender. I'm not going to say he's a good defender, but at least see what you could have with them for a few minutes and freshen these guys up for the fourth quarter. And I know that, but this is the thing here. It's kind of an excuse, but it's not. Like, you want these guys freshened up. You want their legs under them in the fourth quarter. But even when when we would be reasonably healthy, we've seen history with this team last couple of years that we can't knock down free throws. That we just can't knock down free throws in big spots on a consistent basis or in general. And you could look at the other side. Luka Doncic pretty much mostly played this entire game. He knocked down free throws in big spots. Why couldn't we? He knocked down shots in big spots. Why couldn't we? I understand he's a superstar and he's way better than anyone on our team, but his free throws. You've been practicing these your entire life. You're supposed to be built for that moment. Ever since you're little, like running suicide, you're tired out. You should be ready for those free throws in big moments. So I thought that was a mistake by Tom Thibodeau. I really thought he disrespected his players by playing them that amount of time. And I'm sure they love playing, but you kind of have to hold them back because there could be a potential injury. And on top of that, like, this game went to overtime, which the New York Knicks didn't do shit in overtime. Our first field goal in overtime, I felt like, was when overtime was over. Luka, the most important field goal is when a team actually scored a field goal and Luka hit that fadeaway jumper. He had 60 points, but he wouldn't have even gotten to 60 points if we just boxed out in big moments. Grimes didn't do that. This overall team didn't. When it looked like we could have potentially had that rebound on that shot that sent it to overtime, when Luka intentionally missed the free throw, got it back, put it up and in, it was in Randall's hands. Then it was in Grimes' hands. No one could rebound the ball. Like, this has just been an overall theme. Why can't we rebound the basketball? It just hurts so much. Just watching this team, just mental error after mental error, or just something always goes wrong. Just something always goes wrong. But I thought that was a mistake, not having those guys freshened up for the fourth quarter when you have all these injuries. But at the end of the day, you got to make your free throws. And even before, when there was 33 seconds, it looked like the offense was falling apart anyway. When Randall was attacking strong, because you could tell they're missing that versatility of Finney Smith on defense, or just the versatility of a bigger guy being able to stretch the floor of Finney Smith and a bigger guy of Maxi Kleba. Huge injuries. And I understand we had guys that were out, but they had guys that were out as well for their basketball club that are huge impact players. We were able to dribble, penetrate, get in the lane. I wonder if our guys got tired. That's definitely a part of it. But you got to make your free throws. You got to box out. When it hits your hands, you just have to grab the basketball. Or another huge play is when we inbound the ball to Grimes. Like, only us. It results in a jump ball. And only us. When it looks like the Knicks might have won the jump ball, 50-50 ball ends up in Luka's hands. And Luka passes Tim Hardaway Jr. for a deep three, bricks it. We don't box out. Luka, put back in, and the foul. And I understand this league is soft, and you could say that was a terrible call, but why is Quickly even touching his torso? Why is he even touching him around the waist when he's attempting a shot? Like, he's that close to the basket. It's a big moment. Go to block the shot if you're going to, like, if it results in a foul. It didn't look like he was trying to block the shot. That's just the way the league is. McBride, I thought he played some tough defense, but he couldn't hit the side of the barn on a three-point shot. I know he hasn't played he's played consistent minutes as of late. Well, the last 3 games before this game, when he played over 40 minutes off the bench, he wasn't playing consistent minutes. But what's your belief in him when it comes to being a consistent three-point shooter? It's still very early on in his career, but I don't know. Sometimes he just shoots like a clunky ball, or it sometimes looks like a knuckleball. He just shoots it too strong a lot. He definitely missed some big free throws. Yes, eventually he did make 2 in a row, but he split a pair as well. Like, this overall team, Randall needed to make his free throws. Mitch, he started off really well, making both free throws at the beginning of this game, but when it mattered most, he missed 2. And he was excellent on the boards. He finished with 20 points. Dwight Powell had not even 1 rebound. I'm not even joking. He had 0 points or 1 point, 1 assist. He played 29 minutes. We were able to get whatever we wanted in the paint. But this team just folds. And it is embarrassing. It freaking sucks. But it wasn't just Luka Doncic. Off the inbound, Dinwiddie, they found him for a huge left wing 3 that ended up being a 1-point game. And even to start it off, when they were down 9, they cut it to 6 when Christian Wood hit that left wing, right wing 3 ball. When it was just kind of a prayer. To really go through these plays really quick, if you didn't see the game, we're just going through them because what the hell, it still hurts. But I'm going to do it anyway. That we're up 9 in this moment. 33 seconds left. Mavericks have the basketball. Across the timeline, they found Christian Wood for a right wing 3 ball. It goes in. 6-point game. The New York Knicks inbound the basketball to Quentin Grimes. Results in a jump ball. The Mavericks did a good job of attacking the basketball. They did. We didn't do a good job protecting the ball. Got to protect the ball better. And that was a huge pivotal play. We could talk about the Christian Wood 3 to cut it down to 6, but that jump ball is huge because the Mavericks end up winning it. And it's maybe sounds like something I just repeated last video, but they end up with the basketball. Luka Doncic passes it to Tim Hardaway Jr. It's just a prayer shot. It's okay, game. Let's do the foul game. Let's make free throws. Even if we split pairs, it looks like we got this. But no, we don't box out Luka Doncic at all, who's been on an absolute tear. We've allowed dribble penetration this entire game. Offensive rebound, puts it up and in, and the foul. So now at this point, it is a 3-point game. They have a 3-point play. They foul McBride, and I believe he splits the 2 free throws. He does. He splits the 2 free throws here in this moment, so we're up 4 here. So there's 11.5 seconds left in this moment. Luka finds Dinwiddie, like I mentioned, and then it ends up being a 1-point game. There's 8 seconds left. They foul McBride. McBride on purpose again. Makes both. So we're up 3, 7.7 seconds left. And then I talked about, or this was the huge play of the game, obviously, that Grimes ended up intentionally fouling Luka. Let me know, do you think we should have intentionally fouled Luka Doncic or just make him hit a difficult step back 3? But it didn't matter because we fouled Luka Doncic intentionally. Makes the first free throw. but then intentionally misses the second free throw. Perfect. Hits the rim, hits the backboard, hits Randall's hands, hits Grimes' hands. No one could freaking grab the ball off the miss. Luka grabs it, puts it up, and then floater good. In overtime, absolute disaster. You could say these guys were fatigued. They were tired. But at the end of the day, we didn't score in overtime. Luka just absolutely took over this game. Like, if he had 58 points and we lost, or we won this game, I'm like, all right, Luka went absolutely off. But I just, like, yeah, Luka had some amazing dribble penetration. He made 2 threes, which was the impressive thing. He had 60 points on 2 threes, but we sent him to the free throw line a lot. There were some good calls. There were some bad calls. But one of the most annoying things is when, yeah, Dinwiddie was getting it going. Christian Wood was getting it going as well. Like, when he hit that deep three, I believe that got him to 19 points. But I was kind of in the mindset, make everyone else beat you at that point. I didn't think at the top of my head that we're blitzing Luka, that we really just tried to kill him outside on the perimeter. Like, you know what I mean? I'm going to get canceled now. But just really get up in his jersey like I thought we should have, or really blitzed him and just, I don't know, just very frustrating. I know he's an unbelievable player, but 60 points. There's some things you didn't do right defensively if you allow 60 points. I know he's an unbelievable player again. He snagged over 20 rebounds. Over 20 freaking rebounds. Mitch was a beast on the boards. Like, Grimes had some solid rebounds as well when he had that stick back after the offensive rebound. Like, he attacked strong. But when it mattered most, did we rebound the basketball? We did not. And when are the Knicks going to fix these problems? Like, the perimeter defense, I didn't think was that good. They missed some open shots. They did. And that was a difficult shot. Dinwiddie hit. But McBride's 6'1", so maybe he wasn't fazed by it. Christian Wood was kind of just a heave-up shot. Like, this was just one of the worst collapses, and I couldn't believe it. Like, I really couldn't believe it, and everyone's like, what do you mean you couldn't believe it? You're a Knicks fan. But it's just like, gosh, why can't we make our free throws? No one on this team could make free throws in a big moment. Like, we should have at least seen Fournier and Cam out there to at least, like, Grimes played that entire second half. Pretty much starters, or almost all the starters, played like that entire second half. Like, at least have them on the bench for, like, a few minutes to really think about things, process what's going on, you know, especially in a game like that. And quickly, I thought he distributed the ball very well through 3 quarters, but when it mattered most, I didn't think he made the right reads. We needed more from him scoring the ball. That's not me crapping on Quickly. He was brilliant. He finished with 15 assists, but when it mattered mostly in that 4th quarter, you could say it's a vanilla offense with Tibbs. But yeah, he was awful from the field. What was he, like 5 for 21, top of my head, made 1 3 ball. Just like, but even before those 33 seconds, Randall started to take bad shots. The overall offense fell apart. Looked like we just ran, like, it looked like we had no legs, though. It really did. But no excuses. Mavs had guys that were out. Luka hit shots when he played like a million minutes as well. And even on top of that, like, Quickly and Randall picked up 3 fouls early. I know they overcame that adversity of not fouling out of the game, but when those guys are in foul trouble, then put freaking Cam in too. Just for a few minutes. To really gather their thoughts and their IQ. Like, Tibbs had his opportunities to make himself not look like a moron, and I believe there was moments like Cam was like laughing on the bench, and someone else was laughing on the bench, probably Fournier, like, you just don't play us at all. Like, RJ leaves the game, you have no Jalen, you have no Obi. I'm not saying these guys are brilliant, but they could still, like, Cam could at least add a little something. Fournier, maybe he would have knocked down free throws. Who knows? He brings us some shooting. He's still a shooter. It's just that he hasn't really played a lot. He hasn't gotten to a rhythm. I understand the Achilles heels he brings, but just, oh my gosh. Like, I thought the last game versus the Mavericks was embarrassing. This was the game you're supposed to get revenge. You know, you're up 15 points at one point in that game versus the Mavericks. Then you end up being down 31. Tim Hardaway Jr. and Luka outscore the entire team in the 3rd quarter. This time, you know what? We're going to be up double digits, nearly double digits the entire game. Then we're going to blow it. We're going to be up 9 points with 33 seconds left and lose. You know, collapse in overtime. Don't do shit. The offense is going to become stagnant. I'm pissed off. I really am. We play the Spurs next. RJ's going to be out for a week. I don't know. Brunson's questionable. Just wow. Peace out.